Birds Organised Neatly is the third in the Organised Neatly series, following Dogs and Cats. And if you like one of these games, I will say you'll like all three, and probably vice versa too. The games are very similar in the way how they're designed. You get given, in Birds Organised Neatly, a selection of different sized and shaped birds that you can rotate at 90-degree angles, and you must slot them inside the grid of the level that you've got designed in front of you. Every square must be filled, and so you'll need to kind of tessellate the birds together so that they slot perfectly around whatever objects or grid formations you have, because some levels will have things like bookcases or pot plants that kind of put little weird islands in the middle that you might have to rotate birds around on. It starts off quite simple across its 80 levels that it has in the game by introducing just a couple of birds, and each bird comes with a little paragraph story about them, and you can click on them and they'll tweet away quite happily, and they'll make funny little noises when they rotate around. And I particularly like the fact that the birds kind of close their eyes as if they're going "ah" when you're kind of dragging them across to where they need to go and drop into their level placement. But because there are no hints or anything like that, it's very much a work out how you can slot them together. And many levels have different variations that you can end up at, which I think is quite cool. So there isn't always a definitive right answer. But usually, as levels progress in the game and you get a variety of different birds at your disposal, you'll get certain birds that are quite large that only have a few variations of where they can really sit, and that almost defines what the rest of the level ends up being as you kind of pull it all together. Beyond those 80 levels, there's a daily puzzle that will drop in that will keep you coming back for more if you really enjoy this type of gameplay. And I also particularly like that there's a lighter and darker mode of the background so that it can ease your eyes when you're trying to play the game at 4 a.m, like I was. I really like this Organised Neatly series. The games are quite similar though, so what I was hoping for this with the Birds Organised Neatly is that there could have been something where, I don't know, birds could fold up and sit inside a nest, for example, and then you drop the nest in. So it adds a couple of different gameplay mechanics in, so that it makes it feel slightly different and not have players potentially think that this is a reskin and reorganisation with some lovely new artwork, but very little change in the design of the game itself. However, it is still cute. It is still a definite head scratcher. The amount of gameplay footage that you see in this review is me replaying a level so that it doesn't look like you're just watching me going as I'm moving and shuffling stuff around, so that this review is watchable. It's palpable to me. But these levels are well designed. It does flow nicely as a game. It just is starting to run that worry of becoming quite samey if the next animal that they choose to organise neatly doesn't have some kind of unique mechanic in it.